I really needed and wanted support at navigating starting my own business. I knew, Brenda, that you had your own business, and I knew that you coached to business people. So never having not had an employer when I've worked was all new to me. So having that support of someone who knew what it was like to run a business and had expertise in that was important to me. I also was, wanting to make sure I could help overcome my imposter syndrome, because we all know we have qualities and things to offer, but it's intimidating to go out on your own, and you do feel lesser sometimes. So having that support for that, helping clarify my own goals and my why to make sure I was tapping into my own inner resources properly and forming my business in the right way. And then because my business involved coaching, I wanted to be able to experience having a coach myself. I didn't quite feel like having that experience of as you become a coach, of having been coached, I thought would be really valuable. Being able to work on myself in a holistic manner. So not thinking of myself, not just coming at it, how do I help my business? How do I help myself? But you solve both by coming at working on yourself. So sometimes I would start with a subject that had to do with a personal issue, and it could turn into helping my business, and vice versa. I could be looking at a business issue and then digging in and realize I needed to work on myself. So I know that they're related and help to come at it holistically. Just sort of mindset and beliefs. It's so important what your thought process is. So understanding how to influence my own mindset, looking at my own beliefs and understanding myself better, and just approaching everything more objectively, I guess, instead of subjectively. So having that outside perspective, someone to be the reality checker, to say, this is, you can get in your own head too much. So that was really good. Filling my mind up with things that serve me well. You are what you think. So regardless of what you want to think, your mind has its own way. So identifying some of those things was really important. Figuring out what are those things that are getting in the way that you're not even aware of. And then I also thought everything was really consistent. Everything that we talked about, there was a consistency and approach to everything all the topics related to each other. I also really appreciated the tools and the resources. So whether it was actual methods or processes to do things, whether it's goal setting or time blocking or all the different things, there's just tools you can go back to and use again. Practices. So not just having your goal, but setting aside time to read your practice daily, all kinds of different things, essential oils, the book, Prayers of Honoring Your Voice. That's a tool that I go back to and use and get given as a gift. So those are all things that the workbooks you had to use, just great tools and resources. And even some of the speakers I can go back to after and tap into. So I'm still working on my social media identity, but you've introduced me to experts. Or whether it's Indigenous. I know of people and resources now to help me as I forge myself and continue developing myself personally and as a business. The impact of working on myself and knowing myself, the impact that can have on my business. Just that it's all, back to what I said at the beginning, it's all related. Who you are as an individual makes a difference to how, it's not just business tactics, it's how you think about life and how you think about things. I knew it intellectually, but I think it was surprising to see that. And then just, Brenda, your ability to draw out relevant topics. So I might come not really knowing what my issue was one day or talk about, but you'd be able to ask questions, refer back to something we talked about, ask follow-up questions on something we've done before. And we always have lots to talk about. So that was really cool that we were able to do that. And then I think just your own transparency, your willingness to share examples in your own life. It was really refreshing to hear you made it comfortable, you made it safe, you made it easy to open up. I would say to make sure that you're selfish and book time for me time. Make sure that you look at this as a treat to yourself. This is something you can give yourself time, not just to attend things, but block it on your calendar and make time for yourself. I found that the things that I went back and worked on afterwards, if I learned something from Brenda or through a webinar or seminar, if I took that information back, I got much more out of things that I spent time on besides in the session with. And I still have a lot of things I can work with on that, but it is what you put into it, I guess. You get out of it what you put into it. And I would also say that you've got someone to talk to who's not biased, so be comfortable with that. And Brenda's a safe environment. She doesn't judge you. She, open up to her. You'll get out of it what you put in.